Hey everybody, Thursday, my favorite day of the week. We are in the middle of a Bible study on Thursday nights where I teach the Bible live on our Facebook community page. You can access it at livingwithpower.org/community. Living with Power, that's the ministry I run. And by the way, I'm a doctor. I still practice medicine, but God called me to teach His Word and to write about Him. And so these devotionals are devotionals that I've written over the past few months, and I share them here. They're called Power Minutes because they take a minute to read. Today's Power Minute is called The World is Watching, and the verse is Acts 3:9. And all the people saw him walking and praising God. Did you know that the world is watching what God is doing in your life? In Acts chapter 3, when the lame man was healed by Peter and John in front of the temple, he couldn't help but shout his praises to God. As he leaped around the streets, people were watching. They were listening. I wonder if some believed. The healed man's life was a testimony to a watching world that God was alive and at work in and through His people. Is your life a testimony to a watching world of what God can do? Perhaps you haven't stopped long enough to consider the ways in which God has healed you. Are you aware of what God is doing in your life right now, or are you too busy to notice? One of the most exciting things we will do in eternity is to hear from all the people who saw us walking and praising God and were moved to receive His love too. Won't you live in such a way that keeps pointing to the goodness of God to a world that desperately needs Him? Won't you live, let me repeat that sentence, won't you live in such a way that keeps pointing to the goodness of God to a world that desperately needs Him? Hey, how can you and I live in such a way that points to the goodness of God? That's a great question to meditate on today. So take a journal out or a piece of paper or your notes on your phone and think about that. What are some ways you and I can live in a way that points to the goodness of God? Perhaps one way is to praise Him in the storm. Perhaps one way is not to panic when the pressure's on. Perhaps one way is to remember, no matter where you are, that God is still at work even when you can't see it clearly. All right? So let's do that today, whether you stop before meals and pray, whether you just sing a song of praise to remind you that God is for you and not against you. Let's live in a way that points to the goodness of the glory of God. The goodness of God is all around us and in us. And so let's ask Him to reveal that goodness to those who are watching us. Let's maybe even leap and sing and praise God like the lame man did. That'd be something, wouldn't it? Hey, I'll see you again tomorrow. In the meantime, have a great day. I will pray for your joy today, that God will fill your hearts with joy and enlighten the eyes of your mind to see Him more clearly. All right, guys, have a great day. Bye.